There comes a moment in life when you realize your mind is no longer living in the present. Your body moves forward, but psychologically you keep turning around, replaying old versions of yourself, old humiliations, old relationships, old failures. Most people believe looking back is wisdom, but often it is attachment disguised as reflection. Carl Jung understood something deeply uncomfortable. People cling to the past not because they love memory, but because the past gives them identity. Even suffering becomes an identity. A person who constantly revisits betrayal builds an entire personality around being misunderstood. The wound becomes architecture. And after enough years, they no longer know who they are without it. This is why some people never psychologically leave their first heartbreak, never leave the moment they failed publicly. Time moves. They do not. The mind has a dangerous habit. It returns to unfinished emotional experiences the same way the tongue returns to a broken tooth, not to heal, but to identify. Most people are not remembering the past. They are rehearsing it quietly every single day until they begin seeing reality through memories that no longer exist. A harmless comment feels disrespectful because it resembles an old humiliation. Silence feels threatening. Distance feels personal. The present moment never truly gets a chance. It gets filtered through ghosts. Jung noticed something else. The more unconscious a person becomes, the more repetitive their life becomes. Same toxic dynamics, same emotional patterns, different faces, same pain, same outcome. Until a person becomes aware of the psychological script running underneath them, they do not make choices. They repeat conditioning. And repetition, at first familiar, then comfortable, then identity, eventually becomes prison. Real transformation is far more violent than people imagine. Because the moment you stop looking backward, something unexpected happens. You begin losing emotional attachment to the person you used to be. The ego would rather suffer in familiarity than dissolve into uncertainty. That is why people revisit old conversations at 2 a.m, stalking old relationships, fantasizing about proving themselves to people who forgot them. People do not resent your weakness. They resent the possibility that you might outgrow them. And sometimes the first person you must outgrow is your former self. There is a silent grief that appears when you begin separating from the past. Memory is not just memory. It is emotional territory. And the human mind becomes strangely loyal to familiar suffering. People carry old betrayals like sacred objects, polish old wounds, protect old resentments, organizing their entire personality around emotional preservation instead of psychological growth. Jung believed what remains unconscious controls human behavior from underneath. Many people are not choosing their reactions. They are reacting from ancient emotional imprints buried deep inside them. The psyche repeats what it understands. Even suffering can feel safer than peace when suffering feels familiar. That is why calmness often makes damaged people deeply uncomfortable. Eventually the past stops being a memory. It becomes a lens. And until you become conscious of this, you will not make choices. You will only repeat yourself, wearing different faces, in different places, forever.